Oh, hello. My very good friend Mike Sachs, who I've never actually met in person, has a new book out. Stinker Lets Loose. I think. This is a novelization, a republication of the novelization of a forgotten 1977 movie, Stinker Lets Loose. I think. Mike is also the author of the invaluable 2 books, and here's the kicker, Poking a Dead Frog, interviews with all of the great comedy writers, and he himself, a great comedy book, Your Wildest Dreams Within Reason. Funny fellow, and this, he wrote the introduction to this long-lost cinema, or I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, but I think I hate him now because this is such a brilliant idea, a novelization of an imaginary film, and that's a lot. That's a lot of work. Let's take this apart. First, I have to start with the font. This typeface is Souvenir. Now, Souvenir has been called the quintessential 1970s typeface. I know this because in 1977, the year when Stinker Lets Loose first came out, I was working for the Unicorn Times, a monthly tabloid put out by hippies and weirdos for hippies and weirdos, and it was a shoestring operation, and they only had like 3 fonts, and one of them, of course, was Souvenir. Well, that's Souvenir, Souvenir here, Souvenir for most of the ads, headlines, Souvenir, Souvenir, Souvenir. Oh, I hated Souvenir. You don't see it much anymore because it was so overused in the 70s. That's why a brilliant choice. Also, just the size of this book. Here's another one from my novelization collection. See, perfect size, exactly. This is the novelization to Spies, which was an Elliot Gould, Donald Sutherland movie, kind of a trying to cash in on MASH. I saw this. This came out in 1974, and a couple days later, I'm in the People's Drug Store, now CVS, and I see a book of the movie. I go, there was a book of the movie? What? And so, of course, I bought it. This was the first novelization I bought. And I read it, and I think the author of this one just, it sounds like he sat in the theater watching the movie and just writing it down. You know, guy drives up to house, guy gets out of car, guy goes into house. It's terrible. This, on the other hand, is a lot of work. This is 177 pages, not including, got some ads in the back, which they did back then, very authentic, ads for other completely imaginary books. I think, maybe I just missed this movie when it first came out. I managed to see Spies in the theater, probably open weekend. Somehow I missed Stinker Lets Loose, but I'm sure it's the real thing. I don't want to read this. I just want to kind of keep it on my shelf with my other novelizations. Here's my novelization of The Avengers, that horrible Uma Thurman and Ralph Fiennes, doesn't even know how to pronounce his own name. Terrible. But this, I think, actually is going to be worth a read. It's got photos, stills from the movie. I mean, the effort that went into this, just mind-boggling. Yeah, but you had me at Souvenir, Mike. I got to tell you that. Also, the reason I now hate Mike Sachs is that I had this idea. I've been working on a re-novelization of the novelization of the Frank Sinatra Rat Pack movie Ocean's 11, but I changed all the character names, like from Danny Ocean to Frank Sinatra, and it made them their actual ages at the time, so they were doddering old men. And I didn't have to change that much of the text. Anyway, I'll have a link. So, congratulations. on a genius idea. I don't want to read it. I just want to keep it pure. Except I just got to find out what Stinker's up to now. Oh, you glorious bastard, Mike. Well, that's that. Just what? It just words fail. Well, there's a Trans Am. Picture of a Trans Am. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'll never forget the day I read a book. It was contagious, 70 pages. There were pictures here and there, so it wasn't hard to bear. The day I read a book.